The wedding is off! Sarah Linday is not worthy of entering the Alwyn family.
Sarah, I treated you like a real sister. How could you do this?
What a great performance. I've watched this show once before.
The secret of this emblem. An illegitimate daughter like you is not worthy to touch it.
This time, let's see who burns to death.
Ladies and gentlemen, today's wedding...
None.
Sarah, don't embarrass yourself.
You're courting death.
But you won't let me die.
The wedding continues. The groom is Kellen Elvin.
None! Insolence! He is Luca's uncle!
You bitch! You're my fiancé! And her!
I accept this marriage. Anyone with objections, leave now.
None.
None.
Quite bold. Forcing a marriage in front of hundreds.
You could have pushed me away. You didn't.
We'll talk when we get back.
No one told me. I just know.
Speak. What did you see?
I saw you fiending illness, using the prayer chones to suppress your bloodline going berserked. In the hidden compartment at the lower left of the study, Damien's surveillance records are locked away.
Who told you?
No one told me. I just know. And that's not all I know. In your past life, you died in this castle. Cause of death was that bowl of medicine Damien sent you.
What did you just say?
I said, I've died once before, so I know who wants to kill you. And I know how to win. Aunt, please have some tea.
Neither is right. One is too hot. One is too cold. Brew them again.
Aunt,
Brew them again. Kneel and wait. Until I say it is over, no one rises. Kneel! Family rules are family rules.
Aunt!
Who allowed you to cry? Wipe your tears clean. Bring it again. Kneel through one full stick of incense. If you lift your head before it burns out, another stick is added.
Let the whole world tear her apart! We'll see if she can still hold that lofty pose. What kind of bastard daughter is she? Why should I be the one to kneel?
Karen, that sickly wretch, actually stood up for her.
Tomorrow, leak the story! Say she crawled into her uncle's bed before the wedding. Let the whole world tear her apart! We'll see if she can still hold that lofty pose.
Good. Let her be ruined. She doesn't deserve to sit in that seat.
The complete surveillance footage of Vivian and Lucas meeting in secret at the Hilton 3 years ago. Before tomorrow's breakfast, make sure it lands in every media editor's inbox.
Madam, Where did this come from?
You don't need to know.
As you wish.
Sarah! You ruined me!
You ruined me once. I'm just returning the flavor. We're even.
Touch her, and your entire family disappears tomorrow.
This is just the appetizer. Go tell your father I still have 3 more copies.
Was this your doing?
You know too much.
I know more than that. Let us make a deal. I help you clean out the mole. You help me reclaim everything I have lost. Fair?
You know who the mole is?
Damien. And his next move is on what is hidden inside the secret compartment in your study.
Deal.
She cheated! I have witnesses! I have evidence!
Sarah, you have been in this family for 3 days and already turned everything upside down.
She cheated! I have witnesses! I have evidence!
Lucas, this is the recording of your deal at the bar last night. Shall I play it all in front of everyone?
Help me get rid of her. I'll give you 10% of the inheritance.
Lucas Elvin, stripped of all positions, assets frozen, effective immediately.
Sarah framed me! It was her! She drugged me!
Sarah doesn't deserve you. She's nothing but a bastard.
Trespassing into Uncle's chambers at midnight. House Rule 18, what was the punishment again? I only came to bring some late-night refreshments. Then where are the refreshments? Or did you serve yourself up instead?
None!
Miss Vivian, forbidden substances have been detected in your bloodstream. The Dowager has signed the writ of confinement. 3 months. You shall not set foot beyond this chamber.
Sarah framed me! It was her! She drugged me!
The evidence is conclusive. Take her away.
Mother, just how many things did you truly leave behind for me?
What are you holding in your hand?
My mother's relic. Someone delivered it this morning.
This emblem. I have seen it. In Damien's study, locked inside the deepest hidden compartment.
Damien has another one?
Your mother's relic bears the very same pattern as the thing in his study. Sarah, your mother's identity may run far deeper than you know.
Damien killed me in the last life just for this very emblem. What on earth is hidden inside? Mother, just how many things did you truly leave behind for me?
I told you to get...
Karen!
Get out. I told you to get... Your hand.
I don't know what this is.
You suppressed my rampage. Sarah, there is something inside you resonating with me.
A foster daughter! How dare she sit as the Alvin matriarch? She's been in this house barely days. Lucas stripped of power, Vivian confined. Who's next? Us?
Auntie. 6 years ago, 30 million embezzled through falsified books. Page 2, 4 years ago, 27 million laundered into that Paris estate. Page 3, your son. 3 dead accounts offshore. Everyone signed in your hand.
How did you get those?
Any other elder wishes to audit their books? I brought the full stack.
Adjourned.
When did you dig all this up?
The second day after I married in. Couldn't sleep. Went through the old books all night.
Sarah, I have nothing left. My father is in jail. My mother ran away. Please, let me go. I'll be your slave. I'll do anything.
Vivian, in the past life when you set me on fire, did you ever think about letting me go?
What did you just say? Past life?
A written confession admitting you forged those obscene photos. Sign it, and I'll send you away. Refuse, and I'll see you in court. Sean, take her to the station. A one-way ticket.
You dragged me into this! You told me to release those photos! You are the real culprit!
You signed the confession! You sold me out!
You dragged me into this! You told me to release those photos! You are the real culprit!
You are more suited to this position than I imagined.
Don't disturb my show.
Sign the confession. She pushed everything onto me. Your next step is to kill me, isn't it?
Done fighting? Then finish your business. Lucas, what did you barge in here for?
Vivian signed the confession. She pushed everything onto me. Your next step is to kill me, isn't it?
Kill you? That would be far too kind. I'll keep you alive and let you watch yourself lose everything. One more step forward, and I won't hesitate to invoke House Rule 16. Those who disrespect the elders lose a finger. Sean, escort him out. If he trespasses again, deal with him by house rule.
You know what this is.
Poison.
Cayenne, I've heard your health has improved recently. I've acquired a rare Western blood ginshame, extraordinarily effective at suppressing your condition.
None. Uncle is truly thoughtful. Cayenne's diet and medication are now entirely under my care. I'll keep this safe and have the physician verify it before he takes any.
My nephew's wife is truly virtuous. Cayenne is blessed to have married you. You know what this is.
Poison. Once he swallows it, he won't live past 3 months.
You came back from a past life just to use me?
No, I am reborn. In my previous life, I died on my wedding night. Vivian set me on fire. You, 3 months later, drank the poison Damon gave you and died of illness. The Alvin family fell into Damia's hands.
So that is why you walked towards me at the wedding.
I gambled that you would take the bait. In my last life, you died. No one could cure Damien. This life, I need you alive.
You came back from a past life just to use me?
No, I came back to find you. Because in my last life when you died, I was the last one guarding outside your study. Even though until your dying breath you never knew who I was.
Then you have found the right one. I too have waited for you a very long time. Waited for someone who could let me stop pretending to be ill.
What we must do is trigger the collapse 1 week earlier and freeze every drop of his remaining. Lucas is signing 2 major deals next week. North City District Real Estate and Overseas Mining Ventures. In the previous life, they all imploded. 400 million lost. What we must do is trigger the collapse 1 week earlier and freeze every drop of his remaining liquidity.
Do what she says. Execute it.
Understood. What bait shall we drop for Mr. Lucas's project advisor?
This one. Mark the profit margin at 7 times. He has hated missing a chance his entire life. The moment he sees a 7-fold return, he will bury his coffin money into it.
Sarah! I'm begging you, give me one way out!
None.
None.
Lucas, House Rule 13. Those who plot against family members shall never be reinstated. You colluded with outsiders to forge those photos. Does that count as harm? You watched them drag me into the side courtyard and did nothing. Does that count as betrayal? Our family keeps no waste. From this day, you no longer bear the name Elvin.
The Northgate District project just blew up. Mr. Lucas, exactly as Madam predicted, poured every drop of liquid capital into it. Markets opened this morning. His partners pulled out without warning. The stock no draft off a cliff. 370 million in the red.
So he threw in his coffin savings too?
3 of his properties are already listed in emergency fire sales. The banks have frozen every credit line he had.
Anything else?
One more matter. Miss Vivian's father was formally indicted by the prosecutor this morning. Embezzlement, money laundering, bribery, 3 charges stacked, no less than 15 years.
3 threads. 2 are severed. Damien is all that remains.
Soon.
Sarah, I curse you.
I was wrong. I was truly wrong. Sarah, get out here! My father's been taken. My mother's run away. Are you satisfied now?
Satisfied? Vivian, do you know what it felt like when I was burned to death in my past life? My skin split inch by inch, my bones snapped in the flames.
And when I took my last breath, I was still wondering why you did that to me. You ask if I'm satisfied?
None. I was wrong. I was truly wrong. I'll do anything you say. Just don't leave me all alone.
Vivian, every single tear you shed right now is the interest you owe me from your past life.
Sean, escort her out. From this day forward, if she sets foot in this castle again, treat her as a trespasser.
My niece-in-law is truly capable. I am deeply gratified.
Sharon, my dear niece-in-law, today's board agenda is the Northwest Branch financial report. I've reviewed it. Everything is in order.
Northwest Branch, 7 transactions, all kept just below the reporting threshold, funneled into 3 anonymous offshore accounts. Every single one bears Uncle Damien's signature and seal. Shall I read the transaction records aloud, right here?
None. Niece-in-law, you may eat what you like, but you cannot say what you like. These documents.
I also have cross-verification reports from 4 independent audits. Shall I lay those on the table too?
My niece-in-law is truly capable. I am deeply gratified.
happening again?
The emblem. Give it to me. Every time you touch me, my rampage is suppressed. Sila, this is no coincidence.
Then what is it?
The same blood as mine flows in you. You may be the descendant of another ancient bloodline.
Hello? Who's there?
It's on fire.
Mother's things are still inside.
Sarah, wait! Get down!
The thing inside the box. It's pulling at my bloodline. My mother's letter is still in there.
Whether you're reborn or some prophet.
You said Karen would collapse within 3 months. It's almost 5 months now, yet he's actually stable. The buyer's out of patience. He's asking me whether I can deliver the goods or not.
There's a new variable by his side. The woman my nephew married is 100 times harder to deal with than Lucas.
Then take her out along with him. The buyer isn't picky.
No rush. I have a new plan. Send your people over, the very best you have. Whether you're reborn or some prophet. A bloodline plan 300 years in the make is not something a little girl barely in her 20s can ever overturn.
I've died once. I won't die a second time.
Damien won't dare move inside the castle. He's laid 3 layers outside. The offshore laundering chain is here, the hunter's intel web here, the hostages here, here.
So?
I go in as bait. You close the net from outside.
You know how long he's waited for you to walk into his game. Step in, and you hand yourself to the edge of his blade.
That's exactly why I must go. He waits for me, I wait for him. Whose throat gets torn first is far from certain.
If anything happens to you,
I've died once. I won't die a second time.
Sarah.
They caught me. They forced me to be the bait to lure you into their trap. I never wanted to hurt you.
You have no way out now. The only thing you can do is help me take Damien down.
Otherwise, you'll live in his shadow for the rest of your life, worse than death. How can I help? Tomorrow, go meet his men. Place this thing under the plant pot in his office. Do it, and you're free. This is your last chance.
Niece-in-law, did you truly think I hadn't foreseen your return? I have been waiting for you for a very long time.
Then has Uncle also counted that the 3 layers of defenses are being teared down one by one from the outside right now?
Sarah, duck down. Corin, so you really were faking your illness all along. Not everyone. She was not fooled.
Kaylin, you saved her once. Can you protect her for a lifetime?
Mother.
Heard you were digging into your past.
I've brought your birth mother here for a little reunion. 3 days from now, Kaylin comes alone to the old mine rulers. Bring too many people, and your mother loses a finger. I make no guarantees.
It's a trap. We can't chase. "3 days from now, he ends there. I promise you."
It's the bloodline backlash. Calling anyone is useless.
Kellen!
Don't call the doctor. It's the bloodline backlash. Calling anyone is useless.
Didn't you say we'd go save my mother in 3 days, possibly go like this?
"3 days. Help me stabilize it, and I can go."
How do I help?
Don't let go.
Sean told me everything. When you were burned to death in your past life, I did not stand up to speak for you. Karen's illness, Damien's ambition, I knew it all, yet I shut my eyes and pretended not to see. I have wronged you.
Do not kneel to me. If you must kneel, kneel to the Sarah who was burned to death in the past life. She is the one who deserves this.
How much longer can Karen's bloodline hold on?
3 days. Let him hold on for 3 days.
Kill Sarah and he'd let me go. Give me money to leave this place.
The moment you walked into this room with that knife, there was no turning back.
They caught me. They said if I don't kill you, they'll sell me overseas. Sarah, I have nowhere left to go.
What did Damien offer you?
He said, kill Sarah and he'd let me go. Give me money to leave this place.
Vivian, you believe him? Once you killed me, the very next one silenced would be you.
Then, what do I do?
Everything you know, say it. All of it.
Put me down! I'll kill you! Sarah! I became like this all because of you! Die with me! Put me down! I'll kill you!
Lucas, you've lost. From the second you stood on that stage and read the announcement, you'd already lost. Mental asylum. Lifetime care. In together, out together. Damien wants you to go alone, wants your bloodline to break. That's why we're not splitting up.
Going in together?
In together, out together.
Okay. No need to suppress it. Let them know.
Better we lift the lid ourselves than let them dig it out.
Everything you've heard about Kel Elwyn's bloodline is true. But anyone who dares to touch him, ask me first if I agree.
If no one objects, this meeting is adjourned.
The assets above have all been absorbed into the Elwyn family. Now it's your turn to speak.
If no one objects, this meeting is adjourned. You're digging up old ledgers faster than I imagined. When I can't sleep, I have to find something to do.
Damien, you want to auction Bloodline? I'm here. Name your
Ladies and gentlemen, tonight's final lot. The Moon Goddess Descendant, a blood resonates vessel. Starting price, 50 million.
Don't come.
Damien, you want to auction Bloodline? I'm here. Name your price. First, your parchment is a fake.
The bloodline of Karen Elvin manifests an origin tied every 3 generations. At its peak, it can be channeled and transferred. The Cananala needs his blood as the fuse, and a bloodline resenescent vessel as the container. Sarah, the supreme bloodline in your body is that very vessel. You think you two are in love? No, you're merely activating each other's blood. Once resonation reaches its peak, I can extract Karen's origin whole.
Are you finished?
First, your parchment is a fake. Second, the vessel is indeed of the same blood, but it's not for you to use. Third,
the peak you've been waiting for is here, but it doesn't belong to you.
Detonate the entire venue! Stay back, or I'll cut her throat right now!
I have laid beneath this church for 5 years. Every inch of what is buried under these walls I know far better than you do. Your fuses were all severed 2 days ago by Sean and his men.
None. None! Stay back, or I'll cut her throat right now!
Go, my child.
You think you have won? The seal cast by the ancestor 300 years ago lies buried beneath this cathedral. You will all be buried with me!
Sarah, take her away.
This seal was cast by the ancestor's own hand. Unless you both awaken to the very peak at once, you will not even touch its edge.
He says we cannot reach the peak. Do you believe him?
I do not.
Impossible! The progenitor had said no one but himself could master the seal!
The progenitor was right, but we are stronger than him.
Damien Elwyn. Colliding with outsiders to slaughter our kin, forging the bloodline succession. Kidnapping innocents, seeking to steal our house's origin. 4 crimes judged as 1. By clan law, execution.
The Alvin family has announced that the Overseas Bloodline Hunter organization has been fully eradicated. Damien Alvin has been executed under family code for murdering his own kin.
No! No!
The Elwyn family's supreme divine mother. Only one in every generation. Today she is Sarah Lind Elwyn. She is worthy.
Yours.
You didn't say a single word tonight.
They said everything I wanted to say.
Do you still believe what Damien said at the end? That we only activate each other's bloodline?
I did believe it. Then I understood. The bloodline was given by ancestors. But the one who walked into the fire and pulled you out was me.
You know what?
You look like ice when you don't smile, but one honest word from you can burn someone.
Then were you burned?
Burned. I'm not letting go.